Hello, my name is Juliana Gerbe, and I did my presentation on the Malloura Valley. The Malloura Valley is in the Mediterranean. It is located in central Cyprus, just south of the fertile Malloura lowlands and about halfway between Nicosia and Lourinhã. And here on the right side is a map of where the Malloura is located. The Malloura Valley is composed of mostly chalk hills. The Malloura Valley is in the driest part of Cyprus. The average rainfall is 15 inches. It rains the most between October and April. Since there is not much rain, the streams flow between November and June. The Malloura Valley is filled with alluvium and colluvium, overlying limestone, marls, and chalks. There is a well-known river that flows there named the Hadjidir, and that's where they get most of their water. Since there isn't much rain there, the soil is in terrible conditions. They have the worst soil in the whole Cyprus, and that kind of sucks because they're not able to grow their foods that they need, and agriculture isn't very good there because they can't grow anything since the soil is so dry and since there's not much water present. They're also well known for their limestone because it's found everywhere in the Malloura Valley, and since there is so much limestone, they're able to make sculptures, and they're also well known for their sculptures. They found about 798 pieces of flake stones. The only artifact that they found in Malloura Valley are the flake and the groundstone artifacts. One artifact that's important in the Malloura Valley is a chipstone. They did a lot of flint knapping, and they made chipstone blades for threshing sledges. So, since they made a lot of flake stones, it kind of shows that they were able to create many tools for killing animals, butchering animals, or even for safety. They also found some obsidian, which is kind of odd because there isn't obsidian found there, so they had to trade with somebody else to get the obsidian or buy it from somebody else nearby. Since they found so many flake stones, the artifacts found have claimed that there was a lot of production going on. There is evidence of generalized Blake technology and flake stone. What is also crazy is that they found finished implements and the residue from tool production, which shows that there was manufacturing going on at the time since they had everything there, so they can pretty much make as much tools as they wanted. The ecofacts that they found were remains of at least 500 extinct pygmy hippopotamus and 3 dwarf elephants were found. They also found what was also found was substantial remains of marine invertebrates, and birds were also found at the site along with some bones of snakes, turtles, and fish. Land snails and eggshells fragments were also recovered. And on the right side I have some pictures of the bones they found of fish, turtle, bird, wild mammal, and domestic mammal. These finds can sort of tell us what kind of animals they ate or what kind of animals they had at the time, what kind of animals they domesticated. Also, this can all play into ivory and what animals were important, what animals were not, and also if they did find a lot of animals from the ocean or from the lake nearby, did they know how to make things to catch them? Um, one crazy thing that they found was like a few lamps. The lamp was primarily made from clay. The length of the rim is 6.8 centimeters and the width 5.8 centimeters. The height is 1.9 centimeters. The color it had was pink and it was unslipped. What is odd about it is that it was a gentle rounded nozzle that tapers into the discus shoulder, and its shape, which lacks nozzle volutes or a handle, can be classified as a low-sheaf type bill. It actually had some decorations on them. The decoration it had was a rosette consisting of four heart-shaped leaves symmetrically arranged around a file hole. The shoulders had oak wreath and relief and on its form. On the base, it had an inscribed signature, so whoever made it even wrote down their name. It's crazy that they were able to think. That kind of shows that writing was happening at the time, since they knew how to like write down their names on or their signature on what they made. So like I said before, limestone was found everywhere in the Malloura Valley. There was some weird things they found there. Some odd limestone artifacts that were found there were fragments from a variety of limestone cold implements such as thiametral, which is incense burners made out of limestone, ash shovels, weights, and discs whose function is unknown were also found in recent excavations. They don't know why they made weights and discs. Maybe used it for a weighting system. Maybe they worked out. Who knows? They don't have any interpretation to those artifacts they found. The Malloura Valley was also filled with figurines because, like I said before, the Malloura Valley is filled with limestone. Figurines were located around the whole Malloura Valley. More than 600 figurines and figurine fragments have been excavated to date. And here's on the left, there's a little picture of one they found, and the right, there's a few figurines that are kind of in fragments at this time, but you know, it's been a while. But it's crazy that they're still so detailed after years, and it's limestone. And limestone, I guess, holds very well because it's still pretty well preserved. Also, it doesn't rain as much, so I guess that plays a role. They also found out tombs. They have found about 27 of them, but what sucked is that most of them have been looted. Thankfully, not everything was looted, and what was found were lamps. Lamp was discovered intact and remarkably well preserved, along with the vast burial assemblage that included gold jewelry, glass ceramics, over 10,000 shirts, and human remains. So they found some tombs and then they found some human remains and some gold and glass, which kind of shows that they probably traded and actually really loved jewelry. Religion. What was also what also found a lot of we also found a lot of artifacts relating to religion. Sculptures including predominantly male type with a range of headgears. They had caps and Egyptianized wigs and vegetal wreath clothing like long robes, cypress shorts, and handheld attributes like birds. Um, Filials, which is kind of like it's like a shallow offering bowls. Religion was an important thing in the Malloura Valley. It was an activity that they practiced most of the time. It brought people together. And here's a little relief of people worshiping and bringing over stuff. Uh, they there was also indications of sacrifice of animals. Um, like the most of the bones they found could have been for sacrifice of um, religion, the blood, but religion is found in every culture. Um, and that is my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a nice day.